Pradhan, Siddha, Brahmanath. Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Swastha. Hi dear friends, today we will discuss about yet another very important topic, that is digital signature. This topic in our board examination matters a lot. Out of three topics, that is the short topics like digital signature, firewall and cookies, comes every year. Out of these three options, it is compulsory: digital signature, firewall and cookies. Today we will learn about digital signature, and in the next class we will discuss about firewall and cookies. Let us begin with digital signature. You know, heard about the signature. Just will come what is signature and digital signature, their comparison. Then what is this particular signature means? The signature is trusted to a particular person's document mainly, because whatever he is writing, for example, we will see, if you are a student, I am a teacher. Let us do with one example that we want to take a leave for 1 day or 2 day or 3 day for any purpose. What we are doing, we are writing an application to the address of principal, and the whatever the matters we are writing, respected sir, myself, and this one, and the reason, and finally we are writing our yours faithfully, beloved, or sincerely, by our name. If I am writing, that is designation, and date of the application. Why? Because it is authenticated to the particular person who written this matter on a plain white paper. Now this is the traditional process of writing the signature. If you are coming to the electronic signature, suppose I am not writing this one and I am sending an email through, I am sending a Word document by same matter what I written and to my principal, and that is go through my email ID to the principal's email ID. Then why we will use digital signature rather than normal signature or electronic signature? I will give you the demerits of these two, then why digital signature is important. Signature can be written by anybody on the manual. That means if you are writing application, anybody can write application, anybody can write the signature. The signature cannot be easily verified by anybody. They should be trusted on that one. If it is verified, then it is duplicate or original or who have written. Similarly, the email ID may be duplicated by another, and I can create 2 or more duplicate email IDs that I can send the document as a trusted one. But there is no proof, there is no correctness or accuracy in the part. And why digital signature? If I will say, the best example is DigiLocker. I think some of you or all of you have been used DigiLocker. Means with how much that provides secure. That means who are the person. Suppose if you are creating Aadhaar card or driving license card or your PAN card and you are keeping in the DigiLocker, that means how much process that involves and what are the software that involves, and that cannot be duplicated by any other, and that cannot be twice or copied by another. That is the importance of the digital signature. Let us differentiate with our signature and digital signature. Signature is a unique to a person when we sign a document. As I just 2 minutes before I told you, we agree whatever it there in the document. General tense, same thing. The meaning does not change for signature, digital signature, or electronic document signature, or e-document. Now, what is this digital signature? Same thing, it should be trusted by someone, but what is that trust percentage? That is, this digital signature, that an electronic document, also a matter of that document which we written in the signature on plain paper, same content, but here the most important thing is authenticated, means you will be provided a username and password which cannot be given to any other persons. And second thing is integrity, that maintains integrity. Whatever the document you are kept, as I taken in the example of DigiLocker, whatever the details of this particular document, whatever that may be, that cannot be altered, and whatever you have given, that is 100% secure, and that is integrated with your server and to your client. And the documents is maintained the during your transaction, means whatever the between transaction, that is final. This is the meaning of your signature, e-document, and digital signature. What is the benefit? So whenever there is no electronic document, digital signature, the manual, which was a traditional process, writing letter, writing biodata, whatever that may be, cannot be kept for a longer period. If that application what we have given, whatever the trusted document we have given, that may lose for some period of time, and that cannot be kept longer period. That is the demerit of those signature and electronic document, sometimes destroyed. But once if you are working with digital signature, the documents kept for longer period, for years, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 years, how much our server and the particular facility is available, that much of time the digital signature can kept. Third thing is the requirement for manual signature. We need pen, paper, stamp pad, seal, and different kinds of things that require to convey, to fulfill our documents. Here also there are lot of the requirement. First of all, you have a computer or a mobile to upload or download this particular document or access this document. Second thing is, sometimes we need internet and email software to log in or log out the username and password. And the main thing is, to make authentication as a digital signature, we have to use cryptography. So already we discussed in the last year what do you mean by cryptography, how encryption and decryption of our document from sender to receiver, and no third party can access it, is very difficult. That is why digital signature is very much secure than other. Example, your process is important. It is the traditional process, like your application, or your called as documents, email, etc. It is very important in the form of today, making e-commerce, online shopping, and your called as DigiLocker, etc. Next, come to the what are the components that require digital signature is to be made. First of all, the digital ID. Here, the digital ID, what it requires? It is like a form, and that first of all it requires your complete name, your name. Second, it requires your email ID where you want to log in and log out. Third thing, if you are a company, mostly this digital signature is required in company level. So name of that organization or institute, or where you have want to keep that name of organization, and they will provide you a serial number. That number does not be repeated, or that number is a unique number, that is called serial number, allotted to you. And there is the expiration date. As you find in most of smart cards like ATM card have a serial number and have expiration date, your name and organization name, where if you have a ATM of Bank of Baroda, then the name of the bank. Similarly, the same process required for your Aadhaar card, digital Aadhaar card. Same is required for DL, driving license, or your registration card of your vehicles. So this is the one component which must be required to use as a digital signature. Second, DSA, digital signature algorithm. What means? It is an authentication mechanism. Already we discussed about authentication, authorization, authentication. I am repeating. Authorization means providing username and password by some vendor to you or to the user. Authentication means checking every time you are login or log out. Mostly in login, when you are providing your username and password, whether it is correct or not. That is called authentication. So it is that mechanism which mainly who create the particular owner of this digital signature or creator of digital signature, they will be provided, and it is attached with a code that acts as a signature. They will provide you one code. Code means small program, and that program is called as an algorithm. And every digital signature document, every document that made digital signature to be authenticated, that will be written with a small program, that is called your algorithm, or a piece of code, that is called algorithm. This is second component. Third, obviously, when you make the digital signature, you need at least one app or a software or a website that developed by number of web pages, that is stored in web server, that require the software. That includes the solution for secure signature captured through a cryptographic operation and application. That means today whatever that particular confidential informations that is required by any server or database administrator, so they are made with your cryptographic operations with the form of encryption and decryption process. And that is why the sender and the receiver are very secure, because when they are passes from one place to another, one device to another, no third party or no hacker can be hack it. If they are hack it, then that is in the form of ciphertext unreadable format. This is the third. Fourth one, you must be with already, if you have a cryptography algorithm, you need two keys, that is called private key and public key. Private key is the secret key used by sender, and that will be opened by receiver, and now for all. And public key, if you are using with a particular network with a software, there are not only you are accessing, similar type of number of users they are using. When they are opening, they have one common key for their users, that is called public key. So to make two keys to open the document, and that key already we discussed: private key, symmetric key and asymmetric key, and this one. And in the cryptography we cryptography we discussed about the hash function, which made simple to generate whether the sender is sending the message to the receiver that is exactly receiving or not, that will be acknowledged to the sender, or if somebody is hacking or somebody is taking, that also getting the knowledge to the sender, and that will be used by one function, that is mathematical function, that will be used in our software to fulfill, to check with the checksum facility with a hash value. One symbol was used, that is hash, and hash with some decimal value, that is called hash value. If that will be equal what the sender is sending and receiver is receiving, then the complete process is called hash digest or hashing digest. Then only our total process will be used. And to make it is more effective, we can use with our fingerprint. You know that the fingerprint will not be matched to any other person. If sometimes matched, it is very difficult. From crores or billions, one person's finger can match. 99.99% it is very secure if you are opening with the fingerprint, and you know that its application level, what is the most important authentication, then username, password or OTP or everything, the fingerprint is most. That fingerprint also uses hash function. So these are the components of digital signature. Coming to its features or working, or you can call it application. In exam, it may ask in any form. If it will ask in the form of feature of digital signature, applications of digital signature, working or functions of digital signature, these are the very important points. Number one, it provides authenticity. Without authenticity, the digital signature cannot work, which means the person who has created the document, suppose you are creating a document that should be trusted to you only, then the contents of the document cannot be altered. Suppose you are created Aadhaar card, you know that whatever your name, address, everything already that will be authenticated, it cannot be manipulated easily, and that is why this is the one of the demerit we can so coming to next point, the disadvantage of this digital signature. You cannot modify after it was created as a digital signature. It is difficult. You can modify, but it is very difficult. So again you have to completely format this one document, completely vanish this one. Again you have to originally create with that modification. Then only it will allow. In between, no modification. Second, that is called integrity. It maintains integrity. Digital signature can be used to identify the message source in the integrity of message by using our main algorithm, that is a piece of code that is called digital signature algorithm. How it maintains? Now, the particular vendor, suppose for example, let us say I have applied the DL driving license, and that driving license I want to make a soft copy in our mobile. Then I have one app that is called DigiLocker. So when I will open, so they will allow as a member. Then they have some common inputs for that particular program or software. So I have to follow that one, and finally you know that I agreed that document as a checkbox. Then whatever that it was written, that will be trusted to me, and it was totally contact with or attached with our the DigiLocker server, and nobody can open this one except myself. So that is why it maintains data integrity. Third thing, it uses non-repudiation mechanism. What do you mean by repudiation? Repudiation means denied. Non-repudiation means no denied. Denied माने मना कर दे परिवा. For example, suppose I will give a one let. I'm now sick. So I'm sending my application or leave letter to my friend. Please give this to my principal. So that my friend may or may not give to the principal. There is no proof. So if I will ask, they can deny also. Okay. Okay. And principal also, they can also deny it if they get it or not get it. So there is no kind of proof here. But in the case of your digital signature, once it has been submitted, because already it was, and that is why in the online shopping also, when we are paying something, we are giving our personal details and address, everything. So the company cannot deny that we paid for that products. That is why most of the relied person, they want with this, and they are believing on this online shopping with this system, because this non-repudiation case cannot be denied. That means nobody, if already they receive, then they cannot say I cannot receive. That is the mechanism. And the next one is hashing algorithm. Why it is very important to sender and receiver? Because whatever that you have been processed, that is open to you, and nobody else can be opened, and finally it is open to the receiver end, and that will be used by one algorithm that is called hashing algorithm, or in terms we already discussed, that is called hashing function. This working area already we discussed about the cryptography. One function was used, how converting with plain text to ciphertext. Here this algorithm first check with mp1 is equal to h1, means m is the function name, p is the plain or our document. One document means p1, the second document means p2, third document means third document. Each document will flow a one hashing algorithm. If plain 1, if we will submit, that is hashing algorithm 1, plain text 2, that is hashing algorithm 2. Likewise, how many documents you can use, that much of hashing algorithm used by that software. And how it will be uh, found to check, that is called checksum formula, which has been used with oldest method. I will come you. Let us see the one method which is a traditional method that is used in our digital signature. When we are writing a postal letter, how can we know that that particular receiver has been receiving? With that, we have used with one acknowledgement small paper, that the acknowledgement written only the receiver name, date and time I received that one. Another example, when you are going for a office, when you are giving one uh, registration, they are registering with name, and they will give you a slip that on this date you came, and this is the serial number you have to use. When this is required, they come. This is the checksum, means whether you attended or not. That same method it will be used for sender and receiver. When a sender is sending the document, and that is authenticated by the company or the particular web server or particular database, they will checksum it whether it is receiving or not, and that will be found with the checksum facility. If mp1 is equal to h1, in the receiver end, that will be mc1, that is ciphertext 1 is equal to h1. Then they will find out this check one. If it is not equal, then something problem is they are not receiving. Finally, there is a one certificate, may not be it is come in the printed paper. This certificate has an authority. That authority cannot be a person. That authority may be a website. That authority may be a network administrator, or that may what you call it as app or application or software. So which provides a certificate of authority. Let us see the example. If you are booking in gas, cylinder gas. So today we are using with app. Let us, I am using Indian gas. So what happened? I place an order, one cylinder or two cylinder. There are two options, cash on delivery or online, this one. Suppose I am using with cash on delivery. then when cylinder comes, then I will provide you. Or if you are placing with online, then first they will take out our money from our bank account, then they will provide you with uh, that much of service. Then what happens, whatever the process may be, so after submitting this, they will time to time one invoice will come that when you placed order, so it is reached to our company, we will deliver within 2 or 3 days. Then we sure that our order invoiced to the company. Then when the company has delivered our cylinder, then some person is collecting our information. Yes, you sign in our receipt. Then when we sign the receipt, this receipt again the number what they kept, again they upload to in their side server that our delivery has been completed. Okay, so this whole process is a comes with the certificate authority, and finally this process will be loaded in their web server, and details of this one, when we ordered, when the delivery came, whether they are satisfied, whatever these all these things are recorded with the certificate authority for digital signature. Coming to the point of advantages of digital signature, it is more secure. That is why we are using digital signature. Offers more security than an electronic signature or manual signature. Electronic means word document, Excel document, whatever, or email ID, etc. With why it is more secure? Now it uses the public key infrastructure, or the older name we are called as cryptography, using with this technique. So this through public key infrastructure, they will provide you two keys, public key and private key. With to check, they are using checksum formula, and for to use they use one algorithm that is called hashing algorithm. That is why first advantage is why we are using digital signature for our more security. Come to the point, it is very standard. The standard generally also states that services of this trustworthy due certificate authority, because whatever failure or whatever the things may be, we have certificate authority, we can show our this particular proof to our offenses or any faults. Then that is why this particular digital signature is a very standard one. Nobody can what you ମାନେ କହିବାକୁ ଗଲେ ମାନେ ସେମାନେ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ କରିବାକୁ ବାଧ୍ୟ, they should be believed on it. Third thing, today this digital signature is should be must to use in our confidentiality, in our business, in our government. Why? Because the people who are in the terms, mainly in the government field, business field, they should be trusted with some proof or witness. If you are going to court, then they are asking witness. If you are going to police station, they ask some proofs. If you are going to anything, that is proof. So because of our have certificate authority, so they should be used or accepted this one. And that is why today the world's government, any government of the world, any country's government, they recognize this one as a document sign or docu sign as a standard one or accept one. For example, as DigiLocker in India. And in the field of e-commerce, e-governance, e-learning, email, today digital signature is must required. And third advantage is fourth advantage is long-term retention. Means if you compare to our signature or electronic document, they are not secure. They can be damaged by virus. Electronic document, they can be damaged by virus. So Word, Excel, PowerPoint, any file we are keeping in our pen drive, CD. So they are not that much of confidence they are giving that we can keep as a longer time. So that is the disadvantage of electronic document. Or signature, they may be damaged, they may be collapse, or we are forgetting for some days or some month, they can be lost anymore. But if once you make your document with digital signature, it keeps for years by years, several years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. So how many years you can use it. And another advantage is independent verification. What is independent verification? Independent means it is not depending on to one user to another user. That means it is independent to you and your vendor only. Dependent to you and your vendor only, nobody else. And these are used with the companies such as DocuSigns can have independent verification, cannot be altered by any person, any another, even also their employee. For example, suppose you are getting an ATM card. What happens? Now ATM card, the pin is given with a secret paper. Only you can that take out the pin. No. And if you have any doubt, you can change and you are going to the ATM machine and you change your pin, and that pin only you knows. If who knows? The particular server administrator, no bank officer, no bank manager, anybody. So if they want to be, if they want, they will ask you. If you open this, then they can use it. But most of the banking officers, they denied you. Even also they ask, don't give any pin number to anybody. So that is why the verifications. Third thing is, whenever you are using one time, two time, three time, one OTP is coming. That is one time password. This is also one of the example of independent verification. And finally, we'll go to the accuracy level. So if the document is using in the digital signature, if you are providing this document, then anybody can understand the whatever the contents, informations, data that you are showing, that is 100% believeness or correctness. Why? They know the process and they know the document well known. And if you are providing this to any company or any organization, any online shopping, so that much of accuracy or correctness you can find out. So in the today's class, we learned what is about the digital signature and how it differs from our manual signature and your electronic documents, how it is benefited to us, and what are the features or working areas of this digital signature, and what are the different components that are used in our digital signature, and how much it is benefited not only to the normal users, also to any kind of people in the world. They may be governmental, they may be business, they may be common people, they may be private users. So any people, and that is most of the peoples, they believed on digital signature today. Thank you.